Welcome to Soup Crafts. I am Soup, and I am so happy that you're here to craft with me today. Today, we're going to open up door number 2. Here it is. This is a bigger one. Did you know that the word Advent finds its roots in the Latin word adventus, which literally translates to arrival or coming? In the ancient Roman world, an adventus wasn't just any arrival. It was a technical term used to describe the grand, formal visit of an emperor or a high-ranking official to a city. Ooh, door number 2. I'm not sure if this is a stamp set or a stencil set. I bet with that scripty writing, it's got to be a stamp set. And it is a stamp set. Okay, let's take a closer look at this. Okay, so we've got a little flower set that looks like it'd work really well in the corner. And then it says, "Hello, friend." Well, I'm going to think about this for a little while, and when I come back, we'll make a project. I'm back with a project for our day 2 door from our 2024 Advent Calendar from Spellbinders. And today, we're going to make 9 ATCs. Okay, I've got an 8.5 by 11 piece of 110-pound white cardstock from Michaels. And I have spritzed it with 3 different distress sprays. I have sprayed it with Kitsch Flamingo Distress Spritz, Distress Mica Stain in Fresh Balsam, and Distress Spritz in Peacock Feathers. Right now it looks like a big old mess, but hopefully this will look all right when it's done. It's kind of bowed right now, so I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to run it through there to help straighten that out a little bit. And now it's a bit flatter. Okay, and I think that'll be good enough for now. And if I need to, I'll do it on each individual card. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to my guillotine chopper. And I'm going to cut this at 2.5 lengthwise, and 2.5 again lengthwise, and 2.5 again lengthwise. And so I'll end up with, I don't know, like 1/4 of an inch or something left. And then I'll go this direction and I'll cut it at 3.5 and 3.5 and 3.5. And again, I'll end up with just a little sliver left. Okay, I've cut these all down and this is the scraps that I have left. Next, I'm just going to round the corners on all of these and I'm going to use my size 4. So they're just a little bit rounded. When an adventus was announced, the entire city would go into a frenzy of preparation, cleaning the streets, hanging decorations, and preparing feasts. So at its very core, the season of Advent isn't just about a date on the calendar. It's about the psychology of the wait and the work that goes into being ready for a monumental guest. While we modernly associate Advent with the countdown to a birthday in Bethlehem, historically it symbolized 2 distinct arrivals. The first was looking backward at the Nativity, but the second was looking forward. Early traditions focused heavily on the second coming, the return of a king at the end of time. Because of this, the atmosphere of Advent for centuries wasn't actually festive. It was incredibly solemn. It was a time to reflect on one's life and prepare for a spiritual audit, making the eventual celebration of Christmas Day feel like a hard-earned reward. Okay, now that I've got these all rounded, I'm just going to get my stamp positioner set up so that we can stamp all of these. This is going to be a very simple, quick card. I think I want this to be down at the bottom and maybe hanging off just a little bit. And that hello friend, I think I'll put up here in the top corner. I want this hanging out a little bit on here. So I'm going to use my sticky mat and I'm going to use the lines underneath and I'm going to go at 1. Actually, I think I'll go at 1 and 1. So my red line across is at 1 and my line coming straight down is at 1. Now, these will not have to be exact because I'm not planning to have to re-stamp them. I mean, if I have to re-stamp them while they're still on there, but each one can be a little bit off and it would be just fine. Okay, I'm just going to have that hanging out here. And then we'll take this hello friend and put it right there. I'm just going to see if that looks straight. That looks pretty straight. Okay, and I am going to stamp this in black. Now, this doesn't need this as much as the other ones. This isn't quite the same material. I don't think this is photopolymer. Maybe it is. I don't know, but it feels different than the other stamps that I get. So I don't know if it needs that conditioning because it already doesn't stick. I'm just going to stamp that up really good. It does seem like this is really thin lines on here. I don't know how well it's showing up on this background. I think I'll stamp it once more just to get it a little darker. It looks a little gray. But again, I think that's just because of the background that it's on. I don't hate it. Oh yeah, I like it with the two stamps. I'm just going to go through and do that to every one of these. And the one and the one.
Starting around the 4th century, Advent was often referred to as the Lent of St. Martin or Little Lent. Just like the period before Easter, it was a 40-day season of strict fasting and penance. In many parts of Europe, people were forbidden from eating meat, cheese, or eggs, and weddings were strictly prohibited during this time. It was meant to be a period of quieting the world so that you could hear the approach of the holiday. It wasn't until much later, around the Middle Ages, that the fasting rules began to relax and the season started to take on the more joyful, anticipatory tone we recognize today. Before the printing press gave us paper calendars, people used living calendars. They would bring evergreen branches indoors, symbols of life that stayed green even in the dead of winter, and arrange them in circles to represent eternity. Each week, they would add a candle to the circle. This was a physical, visual clock. As the world outside got darker and colder, the indoor circle grew brighter and brighter, building a sense of momentum that broke the gloom of December. If you've enjoyed this history of Advent or find inspiration in this project, please let me know by tapping that thumbs up icon. And if you think you might be interested in watching more of my content, be sure to subscribe so you can always find me in your subscription list.
Okay, and there we have a super simple set of 9 artist trading cards. I thought about trying to color some of these flowers, but I don't want to get this mica spray on the tips of my markers. They're not like expensive markers, but I don't care, they're still my markers. Just a tip, I'm going to keep this in the original package, so I have cut a piece of cardstock to fit, and I have rounded the corners on my plastic and on my cardstock, just so that it's easier to get in and out of the packaging. With the rounded corners, it's a breeze. I've been doing that to all of my stamp sets. If I were to make this set again, I think that I would try to use a little less of the spray. This was my first time using the spray, and so I might have gone a little overboard. I am a little extra when it comes to the spatter, and I kind of treated this like spatter. Maybe a little less would be better. And I'm not sure, maybe I wouldn't use the stain. Maybe, just a little bit though. Anyway, I don't hate these. They're really sparkly, really shiny, simple, fast artist trading cards. Thanks for watching. Bye.